we were going to talk about tax efficiency of investments, but instead we're talking about something every investor worries about, and that is how to protect your wealth when markets, politics, and economies feel unpredictable.
Well,
Good.
uncertainty can come in many forms. You have geopolitical risks, you have inflation, you have interest rate changes, you have market volatility, and often changing regulations. And the truth is, uncertainty is part of investing, right? The only way to make your money 100% protected is to get a big box and put it in and stick it under your bed. However, practically, long term, it's not going to grow in value.
Hey guys, welcome back to Money Without Borders. We are back with Annette, and in today's episode, we were going to talk about tax efficiency of investments, but instead, we're talking about something every investor worries about, and that is how to protect your wealth when markets, politics, and economies feel unpredictable. So I think there are really three major questions surrounding this particular topic, Annette. The first of which is, why does uncertainty feel so threatening to investors? And what strategies can we adopt that actually work that would help to protect our wealth? And I think the third question is, preserving my capital always better than me chasing high returns?
Great questions, Cara. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Annette?
Good, thank you. Well,
Good.
uncertainty can come in many forms, okay? So let me share a slide and I'll explain, okay? You have geopolitical risks, you have inflation, you have interest rate changes, you have market volatility, and often changing regulations. So you can't shift money from A to B to C. And the truth is, uncertainty is part of investing, right? The only way to make your money 100% protected is to get a big box and put it in and stick it under your bed. However, practically long term, it's not going to grow in value, right? Because even the bank carries a risk. If they go down, your money goes with it, right? So the problem is that many investors don't have strategies in place to protect themselves when conditions shift, all right? Now, this can lead to panic selling. You've heard of that buy high, sell low scenario with stocks and shares. Or they're taking unnecessary risks to try and get back what money they've potentially lost, which causes long-term damage to your wealth if you don't plan properly.
Rather than us reacting emotionally, it sounds like we just need to take some real proactive strategies.
Take a deep breath.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And think, before you rushing in going, I need this to happen. So what we do, let me share this slide as well, is consider the three core wealth protection strategies. Now, the first is a bit logical, which is diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, no matter how good it looks at the moment, because it could change. So you spread your risk across asset classes, industries, and geographies, okay? And the second is to try and make sure this hard-earned money that you've worked for is protected as much as possible, right? So now we're not necessarily considering a long-term effect, we're considering today and making sure your money's safe. Now, that can come through safer instruments, which unfortunately gives lower returns, or better still, you look at structured strategies, okay? And then the third is adaptive planning. We're not buying a lump of gold for $10 today in the hope in the future it's worth $1,000, right? We have to regularly review and adjust your portfolio as your life situation changes. And this allows you to just gain peace of mind that you're in control of your money.
That makes perfect sense. But does capital protection mean accepting lower returns?
Sometimes, but basically it's about balance. For many investors, especially those that are relying on their portfolio for income, the cost of a big loss far outweighs chasing high returns. You've heard the cycle of when it goes down, it'll go back up. But when you can afford to wave those waves, when you're older, you don't want to and you have less time. Basically, we call this more like defensive investing, but it gives you good results. So just bear with me. I'll show you this slide, and it allows you to see what defensive investing is all about, right? And it's not low returns, it's just capital protection, clear communication, and basically fix what we call predictable returns. You know what you're going to get. Like when you take on a job, you know what your salary is, so you know what you're working around to pay your bills and other commitments and enjoy yourself. Same principle when you're investing, right? What are you going to get back? What's it going to give you? And if you can predict it as much as possible, then it allows you to control what you're doing with your money.
Okay. So this sounds more like having a secure roadmap than engaging in the guessing game, which I like.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's about creating a financial plan that withstands turbulence, right, while still achieving your long-term goals. You don't have to be too cautious, but because everything, as I say, carries a risk other than sticking it in a box under your bed. But it doesn't have to be high risk to get high returns. You don't have to stick your money in low risk to get low returns. There is basically a balance, because our approach is quite simple, is to create a safe, transparent, and tailored plan to suit each individual client. Everybody's situation is different, even though it might be similar, different final results. So at Carey Soon, our focus is on helping clients build portfolios that can weather uncertainty within reason. We structure strategies that protect your capital and provide predictable income, and every plan is personalized to what you need. So if I was sat with you, Cara, for example, based on your needs for the short term, medium term, long term. But then we need to make it flexible, because you might say, no, we discussed that last year, I changed my mind, I'm doing this now, or I'm thinking of doing this. So our strategies might include products, diversified income stream, and constant portfolio monitoring. And this reduces your stress and allows you to build confidence and change your mind. And especially when things are unpredictable, you have peace of mind.
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth, because I think it's really empowering to know that for me, I have to have that peace of mind, but to know that have a solid plan in place rather than just feeling at the mercy of events that happen maybe across the pond somewhere in Europe or Ukraine, that there's a little more control, that there's a plan in place, if you will.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you an example of one of our clients who had a very similar situation. He was coming up to retirement, and basically we shifted his money into a place where the majority gave him predictable income returns, like an annuity. Okay, he had a great chunk in the stock markets through funds and ETFs and UCITS and all of this, and this was creating instability in his mind, because while he was working, he could afford the leaps and jumps, etc. And then he figured that, he just didn't want to wake up one day and wonder what was going on with his money. So he shifted. He already had a committed pension, which is fortunate. And then we shifted his liquid investments into creating a steady passive income. So now he's not at the beck and call of what's going on with the markets. And with the right protection in place, he can approach the oncoming uncertainty with confidence, because at least he knows what he's going to get.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest difference between, reacting to markets and really kind of staying in control of your financial future. That's key.
Yeah, I think it's also to do with where I'm coming from, because I woke up one morning and thought, well, hang on a minute, if I won the lottery, or by the way, I bought another ticket today, and the winner's 1 in 14 million. I must have bought 14 million, so it's my turn soon. Anyway, by the by, you just wake up and think, if you had a great big lump sum of money, what would you do with it, right? You're not going to give it the banks. I detest high street banks anyway, but they don't give me enough money. But if I put it in the stock markets, what if this leader falls out with this leader, and then these plans are going forward, but then they fall out, break down? It just created so much uncertainty. I thought, I'm going to have to help my clients, my personal clients, try and fix their income somehow and structure what's going on for retirement. But it doesn't have to be micromanaged like stocks and shares. That's the beauty,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
So you have some peace of mind. And unless you want to change or alter situations, it stays steady, but we constantly review just in case. So if you want to protect your wealth in uncertain times, start with a plan built around safety, clarity, and adaptability. And I'm happy to help. So check the link in the description below and book a free consultation. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the more we get, the more we can help.
absolutely. Thank you for your time, Annette. I think you explained beautifully. You answered a lot of questions that I have, and I'm sure other people have had. And I think in the next episode, we're going to explore capital protection, explained in plain English. And I think that's really going to be eye-opening for a lot of people.
Yeah, I look forward to that. And to leave you with a smile, everybody. Tara, why did the markets never get tired?
Because they always keep moving.
Yeah, you got it. We'll see you next week, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Have a
Thanks
great
a lot.
week.